Hey guys, it's Holly. So today we're going to be taking a look at the third of the Hogwarts Moment book collection, and that is the Charms Classroom. Now, just like Transfiguration, this one has quite a bit of a draw to it, mainly due to the minifigure being the original Philosopher's Stone Professor Flitwick. So this is set 76385. It has 256 pieces, and just like the remainder of the books, retails for $30 US and 40 Australian, which, as I keep saying, it's quite a hefty price tag for these. So here is the Charms book, and just like Transfiguration, the big appeal here is the new Professor Flitwick figure from the Philosopher's Stone. So let's have a look at the minifigures first. So first up, we have the brand new Flitwick figure, and I can't help but feel like something's missing from him. I'm really glad that we're getting a version of this figure, and I think the face and even the beard choice using Dwalin's beard from the Lego Hobbit sets was probably a really good idea. I also really like the torso print, but honestly, I feel like he needs some sort of cape or like jewel molded legs. It just feels like something's missing, or even one of those like bold cap headpieces as well, even though I don't think that's really going to fit with the beard. Just something else. This figure doesn't feel complete to me, which is such a shame because this is based off such a highly detailed character and a very iconic outfit for that matter. I think Lego has done a good job, but I feel like they could have done more. And it's such a shame because I really had high hopes for this figure. Like I said, I love the use of this beard piece in white. So this is also a new element. It hasn't come in white before, and it's been a very long time since we've seen this piece pop up as well. Taking his beard and head off though, we do get a better look at the torso, which does have a really nice tie print, although it is mostly covered by the beard. I love the detailing on it. I think it's amazing. They did a really good job with the torso. It's definitely one of the highlights of this figure. And you also do have the vest at the back, which is kind of shiny, honestly. It's got like a bronze tint to it rather than brown, which is what I was expecting, so that's really awesome to see. And then here's a better look at Flitwick's face without the beard. As you can see, he's got a little facial expression there, and like just the beard itself works really well. But yeah, it's just missing something. I feel like a sand green, or what is this, olive green cape would have been so much better and just made the figure a bit more interesting, because at the end of the day, Flitwick is wearing these massive robes. Next up, we have Cho Chang, and we've gotten quite a few Chos recently, and honestly, I'm really glad that this is a young variant. Now, unfortunately, this Cho Chang does fall down the same problem as all the other ones, where she's got that quite dark skin tone, which they seem to be using for quite a lot of characters with an Asian background or Asian heritage. Cho also does have the Ravenclaw variant of the brand new torso print with the shield, and you can also get a better look of her face now that I've removed the hair. And one thing about this Ravenclaw one, honestly, is if you're leaving it on Cho with this hairpiece, the entire shield's covered up, so you can't really tell. So it's really nice to include it with the rest of them, which don't have that shield piece. It doesn't look quite so odd. Because like I've said in a few of my other Hogwarts Moments reviews, I do love this torso, and I love that it's kind of a reference to the older Lego Harry Potter sets. I just don't like the fact that the shield's inaccurate. It shouldn't be there, which is kind of annoying, but that tie print does look really cute. And there's another good look at Cho's alternate face. I love how they've taken Cho's regular face and just kind of made it look a bit younger. Like, she's still got that weird eyebrow looking design, but honestly, it doesn't look too bad on that side of her face, and I think it works really well for Cho Chang, and I'm really glad we have another young face, especially one in a different skin tone. Especially having one in a different skin tone, I really like that. And lastly, of course, we do have to have Harry Potter, and he has the same Gryffindor torsos as Ron and Hermione did in the Transfiguration book, and then he's just got the classic young Harry Potter hair and head. I really wish they would have swapped out his head, and same with Ron and Hermione actually. Just give them a different facial expression, because at this point I've got like 8 different versions of this Harry head spare, and I honestly don't know what to do with them. So here's the Ravenclaw book, and I really love the shade of blue that they've gone for this. I think it looks really good, especially with all of the gold, which on this book you do have a piece of parchment, you do have a feather quill, a little wizard's hat, another feather quill, parchment, but this time it is rolled, you know, spice it up a bit. And then you also do get a wizard wand, which is the same design as the actual one piece, which is really cute. And like the rest of them, you do have the Hogwarts crest with the Latin banner at the bottom, which looks amazing. I love that print so much. Just look at the way the gold shines on this one. It looks really good. Then on the side, you do have a wand and a feather to kind of represent that this is the Charms book. And then at the back, you do have that same piece, but with no printing. And like Transfiguration, this book opens up from the center. So when you open it up like this, it's really nice. And honestly, this is the most well-contained book. Nothing is falling out. Everything is attached via its stud. It just makes it so much easier and neater. And I really appreciate the Charms book for that, because none of the other ones I can say the same. So for this one, you've got 2 benches which are on the side, and you do take that off. You've got like a little row of seats here, and then 2 matching benches. On the left, you also do have a little trophy cabinet, which I really like. And then you've got a chest and a sort of bookshelf type of thing over here. And then the rest of it, you just fold out like so. So starting off with all of the small things, you do get a little bench here and a little seat, and you do get 2 of these, which just allow you to be able to stick a minifigure on them pretty easily, because it's a jumper plate, and kind of just stand there ready to learn their lesson. Learn their lesson sounds kind of dark. Anyway, you get what I mean, and you do get 2 of those in this set, which makes for a really nice full classroom effect, especially if you've got some of the other books. Then you also get a chest, and on the inside you do get the 2 feathers to learn Wingardium Leviosa with, which is really nice. You also do get a little trophy cabinet, which can be opened up as well, so you have a goblet and a key there, which is really nice. We've never gotten anything from the trophy room. I guess it doesn't really fit with the theme of this set being a Charms classroom, but I really appreciate something like this, and this is the perfect type of thing that I could stick into my Hogwarts mock, and probably can be repurposed for a lot of other people as well. And lastly, you do get this stack of books, which you can stick this random teacup on that was kind of just hanging around spare. You also get a random cookie, but I wouldn't really put that at the very top, as that spot is reserved for Flitwick himself, since he is so short and stands on a stack of books in the movie to teach his class. I think that looks really cute, and I love the design of that as well. So here is the main part of the set, the book itself, and just like Transfiguration, it does fold out from the center with these pieces. However, instead of having house banners, you do get 2 candlesticks this time, and in comparison with the Transfiguration one, I honestly love the design of this one. I like it because it's different in each section. You've got an archway here, you've got some bookshelves here, you do have that same center console cabinet thing that opens up, and there's some exposed plates behind it, but then over here you have another bookshelf with a letter and a chalkboard, which is actually built in and has some rather nice architecture at the bottom. I do have to give Lego that. And then at the very end you get a fireplace, so each section is very different. I also love the stickers here. If you look up the top, these all have a bunch of different spells printed on them, which looks really nice. It's such a cute little Easter egg. Like, you've got Alohomora here, you've got Wingardium Leviosa, Petrificus Totalis. A lot of the rest of these I can't really read because half of them are cut off, but you get the idea. I think that was a really nice Easter egg, and I love how it kind of builds into the architecture of the actual classroom. And then on the other side you do have some more spells, and on the other side you do have the spells repeated over here, and you also get a Ravenclaw banner, which looks really nice and effective. Down the center console you have some interesting but kind of plain architecture at the top, as well as this really big window, which honestly, that sticker was the hardest thing to put on. These stickers on the side, very easy overall, and honestly I didn't mind a lot of the stickers in this set. I mean, besides these like small ones in these pieces here, but this one was a nightmare. I had to reapply it twice. It was a pain, and still it looks slightly wonky, which isn't great. The rest of the center console is pretty boring, and there's no stickers at the bottom besides like kind of the ones that are built into the structure, including these little bookshelves, which seem to have like some Ravenclaw themed books. You also get these tiny ones, and like I said, they are also kind of a nightmare to stick on. And then on the other side you do get another little bookshelf with a letter on the top in white, and a chalkboard with the Wingardium Leviosa spell. And it's pieces like these, honestly, that kind of make up the set, because you can take these out and you can repurpose them, and it just works really well. Also in this set, just like the other Hogwarts moments, you do get a spell book, which has the classic Wingardium Leviosa tile on here, which makes sense because, you know, that's the spell we're learning. However, it is kind of annoying because it is repeated so damn much. Like I said as well, in this set you do get a random cookie, so just for now I've kind of placed it on the trunk, and that spare teacup as well, which I've just placed on Flitwick's stand. And as you can see, once you kind of set everything up, you get a really nice sort of display, and honestly this book I wouldn't mind displaying on a shelf like this. I think it looks really good, and it's probably one of the most complete looking, I'd say, out of the collection. I don't think the architecture is quite as good as Slytherin and Hufflepuff Hufflepuff, but when you put it all together like this and fill it with the figures, you get a really nice looking thing, especially if I like say I chuck Draco one from the Slytherin Potions one. You kind of just get a much more full looking class and everything feels really complete all together, and I love that about this set. And I don't think I could really say the same for Potions or Herbology for that matter. Transfiguration, you could probably get away with it, but I didn't like the little side builds in that set, so for me this one is a lot better. In saying that though, I do think the stickers are probably the weakest out of all of the sets. As much as I love the spells being printed on that wooden tile and the way that that Ravenclaw banner works and the blackboard for instance, I think the bookshelves just look kind of boring, and that one above the fireplace, while it's a nice detail, I don't think it was necessarily needed. So that is the Charms Classroom book. Honestly, I think it's slightly better than Transfiguration, not by much. I feel like the interior is definitely better, but once again, it's the minifigures that bring it down. I mean, I do have to give this 1 point because we do get 2 more interesting figures than I think Transfiguration, because you get Flitwick and a new young Cho Chang, and while McGonagall was amazing, she is the only minifigure that really kind of carries that set. Ron and Hermione we've gotten 1,000 times before, just like Harry, so I do kind of have to give it that, although definitely the spell book being reused of that Wingardium Leviosa piece, while it makes sense, is kind of annoying as well. So I guess they're kind of on par with each other, but honestly, if I was tossing up between them, I'd probably reach for Charms, honestly, just because I think overall you're getting a better set, whereas if you're just for the minifigures, I'd definitely get Transfiguration because that McGonagall is going to be very valuable. But let me know what you thought of the set and if you're going to be picking it up, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and check out my other Hogwarts Moments reviews, and until next time guys, I'll see you later.